Let's see panel 3. Called Names and Order. Here we will have utilities to manage the names of the objects and collections and better manage the scene. When we select an object, it updates the character and branch name so we can modify it. In addition to in the panel, we can use the keyboard shortcut F2 to make the dialog box appear to change the character and branch name. Here we have the collection with all the objects of the branch, with the character name and branch name arm, and this is the object that has the geometry nodes modifier that generates the surface from some objects to others in the collection. This object knows from which collection it has to evaluate the objects by the name, so this is important for it to work properly. If we manually modify the name without using the command from the addon, we can disconnect the relation of some with others and lose the generated surface. Let's change the character name just for this branch. And there you can see how it has changed the name to the collection and all the objects inside it, and also to the object that generates the surface with geometry nodes. Let's change the character name to all the objects, without selecting the option to change the branch name, so that the different branches continue to have the same names. Let's call her Witch. And there we have renamed all the objects that are now part of the character called Witch. We will use this to duplicate the character. If we want to have two witches, we will have to name them differently so that each one has its corresponding collections for the character. Let's select all the objects, and to copy we will do it in another scene. With the copy command in Blender, we will have the problem that not all objects have been selected due to hidden objects, etc. To be able to do this, we have a tool in the Tools panel called Copy Blocksurfaces Structures. With everything selected, we click there to copy the character. And in another Blender, we do paste objects. Now we have the copied witch in the new scene. We can change the view mode. And enter blocking mode. We can reposition the witch to bring another in that position. We select everything we want to take to the other scene again. We rename it as Witch 2 with the option not to rename the branches, so they maintain the branch names and only change the character name of each branch. And we use the Copy Blocksurfaces Structures option again. From the Tools panel, we go back to the other Blender to paste Witch 2. We change to blocking mode. There you see, we have a Witch 2 with its collections for each branch. And a witch with its corresponding collections so that everything works for each character. Let's see the rest of the options on the Names and Order panel. I've changed some names here to see how we could fix a situation like this. With incorrect names, the surface is generated incorrectly. We can use reorder names, which will eliminate gaps and give the correct format for the branch object names. There we have a collection with the correct names. If it does not update, we can press the V shortcut to update the generated surface. Correct names, but it seems that the order of the objects is still not right. Let's select all the branch objects with the Ctrl+L shortcut. And we will use the Reorder selected by distance to active option. The active object will be the first and it will rename the rest according to the distance to this one. We also have the Swap Names Elected Objects option. It will simply swap the name of one object for another. To fix cases like this, we have an option to show or hide the names of the collection objects. And finally, we have the option to show or hide the objects or notations we use as references. Any object we rename starting with ref or ref will be hidden or shown again with this option.